You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 223.
223, man, I am the Duce demigod this week.
Oh, that's hard. I like that. No Diddy. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph, across the social media platforms. Do say.
Right. On Twitter, I'm JON2_ the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Also, special shout out to WDJYFM 99.1 in Atlanta.
ATL, ho.
Shout out to OS Gang down there in Georgia, man. Ralph. My guy.
I know, man. I know.
You powering through it.
I'm powering
you powering through it.
I'm here. That's why I call myself the Duce demigod.
Hey, man. Ralph been outside.
Listen, you know what's so crazy, man? My social calendar just keeps filling up. I just want 2 weeks off from anything.
You'll get it in the fall. You'll get it in the fall.
Honestly, I won't.
Oh, okay.
I don't see a break coming until
the winter. Winter is coming.
Yeah.
Like
one of them.
I mean, look, it's okay. Shit. It's okay. Listen, this is what being an adult and being active in your organization and just being a husband. This is what comes with it, bro. This is what comes with it. It's okay. It's okay.
I hear you.
It's okay. You got to steal your time when you can.
Man, bro.
Steal your time when you can, bro.
I know. It's crazy. But no, man, how you feeling today, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm participating in a panel this upcoming weekend, HBCU panel that my sister is helping throw in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay. So I'll be representing Alabama A&M University.
Yes, sir.
So I'm looking forward to that. This will be my first I guess outside of the pod, be my first panel discussion. So it's cool. Really? Just talking about my experience at A&M and things like that. So yes, I'm looking forward to it.
I know you can get them from multiple places because the athletics part,
academics, all that. So yeah,
even the social aspect because you're part of a few clubs too, right?
Right. Yep. So yep. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. A little nervous, but it come with it. It's natural.
Right. Yeah.
It's natural.
But no, man, shout out to us, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, man. Shout out to us, man. Just a quick thing, man. Happy 7th year anniversary to OS, the podcast. Yeah, all that, all of it.
Because we still here. What we talking about?
What you talking about? Shit. Shit, what you mean?
I don't even know what this opening button do.
Can you feel it?
Yeah, can you feel it? Yes, exactly. You be straight there more often. I ain't never even hit this button before. It's still going. I don't know.
But no, 7 years in the pod game, man. We just happy to still be here, still be a part, still be active.
For sure.
It's nothing that we can't say that we already haven't said. Podcasting teaches you a lot about yourself. And, you know what I'm saying, we here just to, continue to build our platform, man.
Man, for sure. Mm-hmm. Man, 7 years. I'm grateful.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to be able to do something that we continue to enjoy because who really continues to do something for 7 years, right? Besides raise children. But I mean,
Jesus
but no,
Christ.
man, I'm happy that this is something that we still love and enjoy doing all these years later. It's great, man.
Yeah,
it's great.
Absolutely. So, yeah. And then, happy Resurrection Sunday to those that actually celebrate that in Ramadan, whatever religious, joint. There's a lot of religious joints going on.
All of them.
Celebrate, what I'm saying? But, no, man, what we doing, man? Off the dome?
Off the dome.
I got one, bro. Okay, recently Juvenile dropped a video to 400 Degrees from his classic album. A new visual for a classic album to most, I think. It had like a lot of accolades about the album going into, and it was just a brand new visual. Him and Manny Fresh kind of showed things from the past and kind of leading up to that. So I'm praying that this is a trend. So let me ask you this. Do you hope that this becomes a trend where someone drops a visual from a classic project or just an older project?
Yeah.
And then 2, do you have like an artist or song in mind?
So yes, I do. Well, let me see. Cause I saw it, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's fire, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's why hasn't anybody thought to do that before? Yeah, type thing. Do I hope it becomes a trend? I mean, it's cool. If it does, that's great. Like that's fire, right? Because that it'll kind of be like the TikTok effect where it could revive like an old song or old album or something like that. So that's cool, right? Yeah. But I don't watch videos today, so. I mean, if they do it, that's great.
Well, you don't watch videos for songs that shit that you don't listen to now, right? But if it was a nostalgic song, you would go look at the song, right? I mean, look at the video, right?
That's a good point.
You don't watch. Jen drop a new song, like a new video for that. I'm all right.
Yeah, it's cool.
but if right, but let's say a bus dropped a new song, like a video for In the Ghetto from Rick James, like it got to be
points.
See, y'all got to make it points.
No facts. Because that's in my brain, I'm like, I don't want to watch no music video. So,
but if it's something that
if it's some old shit, yeah. All right, so yes. I think it would be. I think it would be dope if they did that. Now, do I have an artist and video in mind? Not really.
I know, right? It would have to be, obviously somebody that you have a nostalgic tie to.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be something that was like a high level B side, right? Mm-hmm. Something that didn't get the proper due, right? Like I said, if I say Genuine Stingy,
okay,
like I want a video for that.
Yeah.
Or Drew Hill Beauty. I want a video for that.
Now that's
like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's certain things like that, even though it's Drew Hill Clan right now, it's not even the regular members of Drew Hill no more. Like
they got a mass
or
quiet,
like say if I said Jay-Z Allure, or like it's like or Jay-Z Ignorant shit. Like I never got visuals for those songs. So it's like I can do that all day. Like, oh, I want a video for this.
See, this is one of those questions I would really have to sit down and really think about.
Gotcha.
Because I haven't, like, this isn't something that I've really thought about before, which the concept itself is dope, right? But I don't know. Yeah. Maybe like some old Chris Brown shit or something. Like, I don't know, something.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of Chris Brown B-sides, especially in the earlier part of his career. Like, you're like, oh, you should have made a video.
Right, for sure. No, that's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, so for my Off the Dome, and I may be doing myself a disservice by asking this because I really don't even have an answer to this yet, but maybe I'll come with it. But I've been seeing a lot of clips from the Wu-Tang residency in Vegas.
Okay.
They ain't been the best. They have not been the best, bro. Like, the clips are nasty. I'm not going to lie. The clips are nasty. The clips are nasty. So, with that being said, what other artists do you think should never have a Vegas residency?
Oh, that's fucked up. That is fucked up too.
Right?
But never it should have been fucking Wu-Tang.
I know, right?
You're down one of your most pivotal fucking members. Like I know ODB didn't rap the best, but niggas, I would have probably pulled up to see an ODB. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my god,
Wu-Tang ain't never moving the needle for me. So fuck that. I don't care. Like I don't want to see the Timberland Boot Brigade in goddamn Vegas. Bro. Trust me, if I go to Vegas, the last thing I want to do is be around niggas. To be around some niggas that listen to Wu-Tang. Nigga, what? Like, that's how I know niggas don't go to Vegas. Like, you went to Vegas to see that. Like, I'd rather see Blue Man Group. Like, fuck like, Jabberwockies, goddamn.
Blue Man Group like, show us fire.
Or MJ Live. Like, I'm not going to see no fucking like, I'm not going to see them niggas. Like, what are you saying? Like, you want me to spend my hard-earned American dollars in the inflationary times to see Wu-Tang in Vegas? That sounds fucking disgusting.
I didn't know I was going to trigger out. I didn't know.
That shit is stupid. Yeah, I know they got Triumph, and I don't give a fuck. No.
Oh my god, bro.
So let's answer this question.
Right. Right after all that, right?
After all that, right?
Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious.
I don't know. That's real tough to say, man, because you really got to downplay somebody's artistry.
I know, right?
It's like you really got to fuck somebody.
I know, right?
Like if somebody got to catch this, bow. Like,
man,
it's like who who doesn't deserve a Las Vegas residency? And I'm gonna try to keep it away from rap, right? Because I just pretty much eat the Wu-Tang in my opinion.
I mean, yeah.
Who does not deserve? It's kind of like who you like. I don't know. Because
I know, right?
This the thing. Because this the thing.
Question.
You can't say that because people that go to Las Vegas residencies have lost what you consider their allure. So it's kind of like Las Vegas residencies ain't always considered a good thing for most artists, right? Out before Usher, it was like that's where your career went to die.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's not considered a rebrand. It's kind of like, oh, you're just here playing a few dates,
right?
So.
Listen,
who doesn't deserve? Because for one, that shit was already limited. They had like 3 shows. It was like 3 or 4 shows.
They had like a show every month or some shit like that.
And then it's kind of like you have to think about like who ain't got enough hits.
Damn.
That's pretty much it. Like if you can't do a versus, you can't do a residency.
You know what's crazy? It's crazy that we talking about this because I saw recently that Cedric the Entertainer and Tony Braxton are doing a joint residency this summer. I know, right? Right, exactly, right? I think they're doing maybe like 4 to 6 dates between May and July or something like that. But that I would go to. I would go to that.
Okay, Tony Braxton clearly has the songs and the appeal to keep that going, and maybe you use a comedian like Cedric as your MC, your buffer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like. He leads the show. Tony do 4 or 5 songs. Go back
out.
Because I think she has like a terminal illness, right? So I want to be careful how I speak on her.
I think I did hear something about
something
that.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
So intermission, Cedric come back out.
Yeah.
Do another 20-30 minute set. Bow.
Yeah.
Now okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time you stumped me because I really don't have like a definitive answer for that.
It's crazy
because it's like I don't know Jessica Simpson. Like I don't know. Like somebody that got 2 songs. Like I don't know.
It's funny because I stumped myself. Like I didn't even have an answer myself.
Like,
like
who else can I say? I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm trying.
Paris Hilton. Didn't she have a music career? She should never do a Vegas residency. Never. So that's my answer.
Yeah, and then the thing is with the rappers, they always can go to Dre's or something like that. So I can't sit here and say Tiger should never have a residency when he can just go to Dre's and get like 100,000 real quick.
It's true
for a night.
It's true. No, it's true. So
all
right, there we go.
Maybe our listeners will have.
I know, and I'm hoping they do because listen, I always pride myself on stumping Ralph because out of 7 years it only happened like 3 times. But I also stumped myself here because I really I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, hey, people, that was off the.
That's a first.
It's crazy because I really want to think of somebody.
Me too,
but I don't know.
We have to make this a topic one day because maybe do some research because this is
exactly. But no, people, that was off the dome. If you can get artists to recreate a video from a past classic album, who would it be and why?
Yep. And what artist do you think should never have a Vegas residency? Let us know.
Well, you know who that is. You know what I'm saying? First of all, OS Gang, family, and kinfolk.
Cracking.
We got a few topics here on this docket for this week.
Yes.
It's been a hell of a week, and I hate when shit happens on a Monday. It's like we miss a week of hot takes.
Man.
But Diddy should never have a Vegas residency.
In a minute, he won't be free enough to have one.
My point exactly. But, man, listen, man. Sean, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Love, whatever.
Papa Diddy
Combs, Pop. Yeah, man. Has experienced a home raid from the Department of Homeland Security. It's still unclear what the purpose of the raid was. I think, certain things that come out, we'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
But his homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided at the same time.
Yes.
Johnny, what do you have to say about hip-hop icon, mogul, his homes being raided?
I never thought it would get, to that point.
Yeah.
But with all of, the most recent allegations and lawsuits and all that stuff coming out, starting with I think it might have started with Cassie.
Yeah, it started with Cassie.
Ever since then, it's gotten ugly. It's gotten increasingly, progressively worse for Diddy, right?
Yes.
Worse for Diddy. To the point where he had 2 homes raided at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because even during that, so much was happening, right? His kids was at one of the houses. They were in handcuffs. one of his jets was seen flying over to the Caribbean or some shit.
That he wasn't on.
Yeah. Like, that came out hours after that. I think at this point, people still haven't seen him. I think
he's been. I was about to say identified, like he's
identified.
No. He's been spotted. That's what I should say.
So like, so much happened on that Monday, right?
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why? Like, this is insane to really watch, right? This might be up there in real time. This might be up there with the OJ chase, like. This shit crazy.
Yeah, it's so weird to watch this because like you're talking about somebody who is like you can't tell the story of hip hop without talking about Puff Daddy, Diddy, Love, Bad Boy, however you want to slice this thing. You can't tell the story of it. So to see one of our icons fall from grace like this is so crazy. But I don't have sympathy for him just because I have a nostalgic attachment to his music or the product. Listen, this is Diddy. This is different. I said this is Diddy. This is different from like a Bill Cosby situation, right? I'm gonna say this out loud. I never watched the Cosby Show. My parents didn't watch it, so I didn't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something I got hip to later in life. Mm-hmm. But I don't have the nostalgic attachment to Bill Cosby in that way. So when those things came out, I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, R. Kelly, a little different. You know what I'm saying? Raised on his music. We laughed and joked about the sex tape. I saw it in high school like everybody else did. We laughed and joked about it until it didn't become a joke anymore.
Yeah.
Like, so that fall from grace was hard to see.
Yeah.
It's happening again.
That's
to another icon. And, like, we can sit here and go about the semantics about, oh, black man this, black man that. That nigga is a menace.
Oh man,
to fucking society. Like it's just he curated this culture of certain things being done, and he did that shit. Like he did whatever they said he did.
He did that shit. And it's so interesting. Like all week after this happened, right? Mm-hmm. So many different clips of things that he's done, mm-hmm. or places that he's been, and things that he's done in the past with other celebrities and things like that, his guest appearances on certain shows, and like how incredibly nasty a lot of this stuff is, and a lot of the things that we've seen in these clips are mirroring what's in these lawsuits. Yeah, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think one of the charges was like human trafficking, sex trafficking, mm-hmm. right? And I think Miami kind of being the bed for that. And I'm not shooting bail. But I can see if he's curating wild sex parties, and Miami to have the strip club culture that it has, mm-hmm. a lot of those women probably aren't of age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then the minute you take them from one spot to another, that's trafficking. Like
right, exactly.
That's just that's the law.
It's true.
That's the law.
It's true.
But I'm not shooting him bail because you curated that space. Right. And honestly, I'm gonna be keeping up the bow. I mean, a thou wow. I'm not necessarily feeling bad for his kids, like the boys.
Tell me why not?
Kenya and Justin, because they benefit from that shit.
Oh well, yeah, okay.
You tell me they went in that bullshit too? No. It's just the fact we feel bad for them because they was in cuffs.
Right. Well,
like,
yeah.
But like the lifestyle and all that shit. Like, remember we talked about that DUI that Justin had?
Yeah.
So listen, if you taking charges, that was probably your fucking pops that you took charge for. That's why his mama was on Diddy's ass. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like she was really like, nah, that's wild. Like that's your child. Why would you? And she felt like she was sitting on a lot of information.
Yep.
So it feels like, and then this thing, everybody that's around Diddy just kind of has this unfortunate effect. Like, they either get dead, jail, or they find religion. Like it's been noted.
And that's a great point, right? Because that's something that we as a culture, we've always noticed, right?
Yeah.
Anything or anybody that has had any type of affiliation with Diddy, career died, they died, or like something negative in their life happened, right? Yeah. With their family, friends, or career.
Yep.
And all of that is coming to a head now.
Yep.
No Diddy.
Coming to a head. And right. I mean it's unfortunate, man. It's just like man, I'm gonna go play victory when we get off of here, man. You know, say the sun don't shine forever. As long as we're here, we might as well shine together. Better now than never. Bad, you know, business before pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get. Listen, hey, listen, I'm not canceling the fucking music. Listen, because we go get to that point where we gotta cancel.
I'm actually surprised a lot of people aren't calling for that now, but I think a lot of people share that same sentiment. Like,
it's kind of like
Diddy and Bad Boy had their hands in too much music that we grew up on. It's way too nostalgic.
And I think the reason why it gets more grace than R. Kelly is because R. Kelly was actually living a little bit what he was doing in that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think Diddy talking about sex parties and, you know, harassing people. And, you know, like, that wasn't necessarily in the music, right? It's true. So it's true. Diddy did a good job of curating his image publicly, where he was doing all this shit privately, right? Like, he was different. Like, that's why he went through the name change. He had to share Puff Daddy because of the negative image that it had associated with the Biggie, the West Coast, East Coast stuff, all the fuck shit that he was doing.
I know.
Because, I mean, honestly, that's why you changed your name. You was doing that. Right. It wasn't, you know, and then Diddy, like, it's still, you still you, bro. Like, you just did a good job of curating your public image and persona, especially in these past few years.
Right.
And it made me feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, this is my original thought, but it does feel like he was doing all that because he felt something was coming. Yeah. Like, Karma has no expiration date, but remember, we talked about him giving the masses back to most of those artists. That's cool, I guess. Brother Love, that's cool, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, you being more visible with your children, that's cool, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But you can't fight that. You can't circumvent karma when it's coming for you.
True. And with Diddy being as rich and powerful of a person as he is, he had to know this was coming, which is why he tried to clean up his image in the public eye. Like, he probably knew this years in advance.
And think about this, right? I mean, well, hell, the feds don't jump out on you on 2 months of investigation.
Man, what?
Listen, and this other part that pissed me off, right? Y'all niggas. Right, yeah, we watch all these drug shows when the feds, niggas forgot that the feds take time to build these cases.
Listen, if
so they jump out on you, that means they got something.
They got something, and they probably know exactly where the shit is they need in the house. They just going in there to make it look like they don't know. whatever it is that they were looking for. First of all, they already knew what they needed.
Yes.
And they probably knew exactly where it was. Yes. They probably went in and got this shit immediately, but they had to stay in and ransack shit just to make sure that it looked like, oh, we don't know what we're looking for. Yeah. Nah. He said, we seen enough power and all this other to know.
When the feds jump out on you, it's a real deal. You're cooked, my boy.
Done.
So,
oh my God.
Okay, let's say this, right? Diddy has enough power, money, and influence to, if he hires the best lawyers and all this stuff. He's done the public rehabilitation to his image, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a world where he survives this?
Is it possible? Yes.
Okay.
Is it possible? Yes. I think a conviction is contingent on how many people come out and speak against him. I think that's what his conviction is contingent on. Yeah. There's a young lady, I think her name is Ethiopia, who was like one of the head executives at Bad Boy or something, who has already agreed to cooperate with the feds. We already know Cassie is going to cooperate with the feds, right?
Even Lil Rob, I imagine that even though what he's doing it seems particularly about money. Mm-hmm. If he can get his money, he'll definitely testify.
Man, look. So it's contingent on how many people and how. I don't want to say like how big of a celebrity, but I think how close they were to Diddy. Like if Mace came out and really testified, which I don't think he would do, but if Mace did, like you need that caliber of people to come out and.
Mace has actually kind of been dancing on Diddy's grave a little bit right now. Like, I mean, well, this is the thing. Mace has stayed true to his criticism of Diddy ever since after Welcome Back. We tried to fix it. Nah, it didn't work.
Yep.
I think they reunited for the Bad Boy reunion tour or something like that. Maybe, I think
it happened.
It happened, and then they fell out again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Diddy has never been able to right that wrong with arguably his biggest artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the only reason Big gets that nod is because Big died, and we know who Big was, and that's not a slight to Big, but Mace was Bad Boy. Mace kept the lights on there.
Oh, for sure.
Like Maze kept the lights on over there. So, and there's a lot of blowback with this. And then I'll say this with the things that I feel bad for. I feel bad for his kids, right? Even the sons, even though I think they're goofy. But it's the girls, right? The girls, like, really are probably the most innocent in all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got I think he got like 4 girls. Crazy like that.
That's crazy.
Because
I didn't know how
like
many kids
he had a not two set. I mean a set of twins by the late Kim Porter who passed away. So they already lost their mama, and then he had 2. I think he had another baby on Carisha, which is crazy. Young Miami, and that's somebody else I don't feel bad for either.
I don't feel bad for her either, especially with the fact that it came out in one of the court documents that she was being paid for sex work.
Well, and the fact that you gloated about that. Like, remember, like, okay, we were sitting there talking about Hey Carisha and it was how it was a podcast and all that. Like, y'all flaunted that shit in our face. Like, for one, it was wild. It was nasty. Like, you was fucking with Justin, I think, before you went to the daddy. So that lets me know what type of family you're dealing with. That's why I don't have sympathy for the boys.
Insane.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why.
Insane.
It's like, nah, bro. Like, you wilding. Like, you setting your daddy up for... See, that's crazy.
And then did one of them dated Lori Harvey too before Diddy did, or something back and forth like that?
Maybe it was Lori Harvey. Maybe I'm getting my women confused.
Okay.
But I know it was definitely like...
Something
way,
to that effect.
Either way, even if it was Carisha or Lori Harvey, either way, that's crazy.
Still nasty.
That's crazy though. So that's why I don't have like the sympathy. And then like let's get into the Revolt shares, right?
Yeah.
Revolt TV has kind of been dead in the water in my opinion, anyway. Because what have we watched on Revolt besides maybe State of the Culture or?
I think the only thing that continues to be viewed like that is Drink Champs.
Okay. What about Breakfast Club still Revolt, right?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But Drink Champs for sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Breakfast Club though.
Okay.
No, actually. Oh, that's wild, right? So Breakfast Club actually moved from Revolt to BET. I remember seeing that last year.
Okay.
So maybe they knew something was about to happen too. Because that was a last year thing that happened.
It's a lot of money that's pumped into the Breakfast Club. Maybe just the Revolt deal was only like temporary or whatever, and then that contract. I'm not refuting that point. I'm just presenting the other side that maybe the contract was just up and they needed a new home.
Right. In which they knew this was popping off, and they was like, you know what? Exit stage left.
But those Revolt TV shares, it was Essence magazine owner. Who's the owner?
Now I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name. Richelieu Dennis. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Haitian or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he is the owner of Essence magazine. But he purchased Diddy's shares in Revolt TV, which he is now the majority owner.
Okay, but I would say this, right? I don't think Diddy has lived being a shrewd businessman. Not to say that ain't true, but I don't think that man sold off everything. Like publicly, you can't be the face of it, but you know what I'm saying. Like, hey, I got babies to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
that's how I look at it.
And it makes sense, right? So maybe he didn't sell all of his shares, but the majority he probably did. So, just so he's like a minority owner where he can't be like the face. You
can't be the face. You can't be the CEO under these allegations pending possibly a trial, a criminal trial, and all those things. And you being attached to the things that you're attached to is just not going to work for us if Revolt TV is going to survive.
Yep. And I think that was the last bit of like his majority ownership in a lot of different brands that he sold off. Because I think like most of the liquor brands that he was a part owner in, he sold those off last year. He's been disconnecting from a lot of different things. Like I think he sold off Sean John. Like he sold off a lot.
He surely did.
So
he needed the money to fund that legal fund.
Man, look, because that trial gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be the new trial of the century, man. Like you said, OJ. It's gonna be.
This gonna be nuts. This is gonna be insane.
Yeah, it is. It is.
YouTube shares gonna go up because of this.
Right. Hey man, let's get into this, man. Another bad week for Big Sean, bro.
I know that's wild, right?
Right.
And it was just his birthday. Like it's crazy.
Big Sean can't catch a break, bro. I said, God, man. Like Kendrick and Future came through and stumped on the whole Big Three talk. Kendrick, Drake, Cole, all that conversation stumped on what I think was a decent single from Big Sean. And then now he dropped his Tiny Desk, which is supposed to be getting you ready for your album rollout. Yep. And it's kind of like it came and went. Nobody's talking about it. It doesn't seem like it. You know what I'm saying? You get the usual NPR reels on on Instagram, but it's not being shared in the right way. I think more people shared Jeezy's joint, and we know how bad that was. But
so bad.
But Big Sean, Tiny Desk, Johnny, react.
Like you already said, this is way better than the Jeezy Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Big Sean.
No, go do it.
I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot how many hits and how good some of his music was. Now, I'm not the biggest. I've never been the biggest Big Sean fan because his voice just annoys me. It does. That's been my thing the whole time. But does he got songs that I really like? Absolutely. When the set list started, I was like, damn, this is about to be bad. It's about to be bad. But when he got to the third song, Blessings, I was like, okay, now we getting somewhere, right? And when he got to Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay, I was like, oh wait, I forgot. I really forgot. I forgot how much I like this song. I forgot how much of Big Sean's music I actually like. I really enjoyed this Tiny Desk. And to me, it reinforces that for Tiny Desk concerts, you don't need the crowd to really interact. I'm watching this to listen to the music. And that really stood out to me when it comes to Big Sean and this Tiny Desk performance. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, I think it was just, it's like I can enjoy something and think it's just okay too, right? I wasn't like overly like, oh my God, like
excited.
Yeah. I mean, because like I'm tapped into Big Sean's music. I knew what was coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew Blessings. I know, Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay, which is a song I hate actually. Like,
really?
Listen, I just dogged Big Sean for making bad decisions with his singles. That was on the first album. Hold up. Like, no. Okay. It's like Ludacris. Like, the man can rap, but there are some questionable singles. He ain't do ass though. Ass.
Now you know he wasn't gonna do that.
No, just saying he could have did.
Can't do that.
Juvenile did back that ass up. Like, I mean, it's a booty shaking song. It's a booty shaking song.
It is, but you know what back that ass up does for the culture.
I know.
You know that.
But I'm just saying,
ass is not the equivalent.
If we go on
it's
twerk,
not the equivalent.
If we go on twerk,
it's not the equivalent. Ain't no DJ never play ass after back that ass up, or vice versa.
I don't think DJ's even playing ass.
That's what I'm exactly. That's my point.
So you get my point where he make these questionable ass singles, right? All right, bet. First time, like, you know what I'm saying? He played last time featuring Chris Brown, like, Play No Games. Like, I mean, the set list was there. Yeah. The band was there. Even the background singers being as interactive as they were, like, being as hype as they were. Like, it was cool, but like, it doesn't change what I think about Big Sean at all as an artist. I always thought that he was a pretty dope rapper. I just thought that he always had questionable singles that kind of make people forget.
I forgot. I did.
Yeah. I know what was there. But I like the deep cut Big Sean on the albums, right? The singles just
And I really didn't realize how funny the song "I Don't Fuck With You" is. Yeah. Like the
like
actual lyrics.
You know what's so bad about this? And this will sound crazy. This will be lightweight disrespectful. If Jack Harlow can make Big Sean singles, because Big Sean can think about any song Jack Harlow put out that's a single that goes. Big Sean would have made a First Class. He would have made "I Don't Like Your Whips and Chains and You," because that's a Detroit style beat anyway. It's like Detroit, Oakland. They kind of share them BPMs. I know it's hard to think about, but
this is insane.
That's not even not a disrespectful take. It's not.
I guess it's blowing my mind because it makes sense.
Big Sean raps way better than Jack Harlow.
Of course.
But we're talking about
songs.
Single for single. What's the difference between Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay? And you telling me Jack Harlow wouldn't make a song like that?
I'm not saying that, but that's crazy.
I know it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I know it hurts.
And Big Sean, this might hurt. That's exactly why you're not in the big three.
My point exactly.
Oh, man. That's wild.
Man, look, bro. I told you Big Sean was a beneficiary of being with good music with Kanye, those good music album rollouts, because I told you Finally Famous was an okay album. Hall of Fame, the second album, trash. Like he said it, remember? Yeah, like people wrote them off, and then we get to Dark Sky Paradise, which is his classic, which is the biggest album of his career. And then now we're just playing, whatever. We've been searching for that, and that's 2015. So we hoping that this album kind of stands up.
Are we though? Are we? I mean,
I am. I'm still holding on hope for him, but
Damn, that's crazy.
The reason why I hold like a lot of those blog era rappers to a higher regard because like I'm growing up with them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
So
for sure,
like
for sure.
Chris, Sean, now it's outside of Cole and them. Like even Wiz Khalifa, if he dropped the album, I want it to be good. That don't mean I'm not even a big Wiz fan.
And he is about to. I think I saw somewhere he's dropping Cushion OJ too at some point soon.
We all grew up in this shit together, so it's kind of like those are our peers. Like literally, we're the same age as these dudes. So I want Wale. I want these Paul. I know. I want these guys to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, it's only the three that we talk about. But you know what I'm saying? I want to spread that love to each and every artist in that blog era.
And he did. Big Sean did perform a new song on his upcoming album. Do you remember what it sounded like? I just want to know.
I don't remember. Was it? What's the name of the song? Is it Procession? I'm tripping.
Let me look.
What's the name of the song? Is Precision.
Precision?
Yeah, that's the single. Or is it at least the single he led with?
I don't know. Anyway, I remember him saying that this song is new.
Okay.
And I remember the song being about his progression in, I guess, going to therapy and things like that, raising his son and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So, and it wasn't bad. It was not a bad song. But if that's what the new album is going to be, I don't know, my boy.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, my boy. I just don't know. But then again, that song, if it's a single, probably doesn't reflect what the album is going to be. But we'll see. I guess whenever the album comes out, because he didn't give a release date or anything, or at least I haven't seen one.
Listen,
so we'll see.
I'm telling you, you better stay clear of a few dates. Like we still got Future and Metro, whatever.
Part 2.
Whatever that album is going to be called, Part 2. I would stay away from that, man.
I don't guarantee you, but I bet you he drops around the same time Cole does, and he's still gonna get watched out. He really can't catch a break, even after all these years. That's crazy. You think they doing it on purpose or it's coincidence?
Coincidence. I wouldn't give it the Jay-Z Nas treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like Jay-Z dropping a verse or a song or a new cologne or something on the day.
That is intentional.
Nah, that's intentional.
That's intentional. That's crazy.
Man, let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this, man. Cardi B has put out a new single. Another single that has come and gone, it feels like, right?
Absolutely.
Do you think that Cardi B's star is starting to dull if we're talking about music?
Yeah, honestly, yes.
Okay.
Honestly, yes. And I think
we've been tussling with this for a while.
I was just about to say, like, this is definitely a conversation that we've kind of skimmed through every now and then because
it's like we didn't want to say it.
Right, exactly. I don't want to have to accept that because last album 2018 was just 6 years later. Of course she's been doing putting out singles and things like that, but a lot of these singles haven't really stuck like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the reasoning is behind her not putting out an album. Like I don't want to say that she's focusing too much on herself as a brand and things like that because you could do more than one thing at once.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I don't know what the issue is when it comes to Cardi B and her music.
Okay. Yeah. The name of the song is Enough, Miami. So that's the song. Listen to it. Thought it was okay, just like most Cardi singles are.
Right.
But when your first single is Bodak Yellow, you seem to kind of chase what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't an okay single that she came out with. She came out with arguably a song of a few summers. Like, it felt like Bodak Yellow just stayed in rotation. Like, it felt like it's finally stopped getting played. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you know, we at that point,
real,
right?
For real.
So, Cardi B building her brand from Love and Hip Hop, being a stripper from New York, building her brand, getting on, actually making good music from a show that's supposed to be a platform for such. Right. So she comes out, Bodak Yellow takes off, the industry gets behind her, where it doesn't feel like she's industry planished, but hey.
right.
We love Cardi, so we kind of look past that fact.
I know, right?
So she gives us a very stellar album. It wins a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that category and how stacked it was in hindsight.
Right.
So she wins over those albums, and kind of in hindsight, you probably like, well, damn. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you can't retroactively take nobody award away, but it's kind of like you start looking like,
that's nasty work.
Man, listen, because if you go back and listen to Invasion of Privacy, it probably just sounds like 2017 in a vacuum, where most of the albums that we're comparing it to stand up right now.
Yeah, they
can drop right now. I wouldn't say they'll just have impact. It's just that they'll still sound like it's supposed to be made for right now. But
damn,
every single that she has dropped, you know, like Money is a strong song, but it's not Bodak. The few features that she's had with DJ Khaled, strong, kind of move a few strings with Khaled, but that's it, right?
That's it.
Just off the name. WAP, monstrous hit. That's probably her second biggest song.
Yes, absolutely. And they dropped that at the absolute wrong time because that was during COVID.
Yeah, and then Up probably would have moved better if it was like, I think Outside was kind of like starting to open, so someone can appreciate it if they were probably outside. Right. But another bad placement of a song.
Yep.
Shit, Bongos. Ha ha. No.
Terrible.
Terrible. Any other single that she's probably dropped has just been very mediocre. So, and then Cardi has built her brand on so much other things. It seems like just a social media personality. Hell, even her having sympathy for her and Offset's relationship. Her, you know, like, like I mean, everything counts for this, right? I think does she have like she has like some type of endorsements that I'm missing.
Yeah, so I think also during COVID, didn't she have a show like on Facebook or something where she was doing a lot of different, like she
Facebook Watch or whatever. I mean, but she's such a media darling. Like the personality outshines what the music actually is.
Yeah,
and that's where a lot of our artists are in this day. It's like I won't even just start naming names, but you can put, you know, names to what I'm saying, right? Where the names goes harder than what we're actually talking about. Now, if you want to keep the book, I'm gonna go there, right?
Let's go.
Sexy Red got more songs than Cardi B.
Yeah.
Okay. I know people don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
It's true though.
Sexy Red,
and she's doing the same thing, so I don't want to hear like, oh, shut up. It's the same shit.
She dropped the album. She dropped the baby and got right back to it. She's had features. She's been shooting all these different videos, and she's also had a few brand deals, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't she do some shit with Popeyes or something?
I don't know, but I'm waiting on the Hot Cheetos endorsement. Like,
man, look, because it's inevitable, right?
She did a hot
either
Cheetos
that or Rap Snacks or something. Something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you just said, Sexy Red has kind of taken the Cardi B blueprint, and even had a baby, and she.
And this is the thing, right? I mean,
she's still going.
If Stacey Red had writers, her songs would probably be better. So you can't say Cardi B is a better artist, a better rapper. Like Cardi B has came out and said, like, I get niggas to write for me. But that's what happens when you have the budget and the push, right? Stacey Red's push is a little bit different, but I'm gonna stop comparing these two artists. But Cardi is just. It's just kind of like it is what it is at this point. I'm not expecting anything to come out and it's going to wow me musically about her. It's just what she does as a personality that's going to keep pushing that forward, you know?
I agree. And the fact that she's focused so much on, I guess, branding rather than attempting to put out an album. Yeah. Again, she's put out so many singles, but people have been looking for the album. And even if there would be the quote unquote sophomore slump, an album still should have been put out way before now, right?
Yeah.
But it seems like for whatever reason, at least from my perspective, either she's scared or she doesn't have the backing or support that she really needs to put out the album. And that's even crazier to really think about.
I think she has it. I think that it's kind of like that old school model. Like, we're still waiting on a big single to push an album. Mm-hmm. Well, WAP was it. It just came out at a bad time.
Yep.
It just came out at a horrible time.
And it's way too late to retroactively try to push that again and then put out an album. Like, you can't do that. I mean, you can include it on the album because, hell, even Usher had a 2-year-old single and put that on his new album. So you could put it on there, but I don't know. In this day and age, a lot of artists don't even. Well, I guess with Cardi, is Cardi one of those artists that needs a lead single to put out an album? Because a lot of artists don't need lead singles.
I would say yes, because we don't go to Cardi for her artistry. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, okay, true.
Yeah, like I feel like she needs that. Like, and that's the age-old argument from OS, right? I feel like we've been having this debate since 2017. Shout out to us. It's just like
facts.
I feel like is a lead single needed? It truly depends on the artist.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Like
it's true,
that, and that's why she's still been chasing it.
Like if Cardi would have dropped an album,
we'd be like
on Friday, like
okay,
about time, but
like okay.
Oh, that's crazy, but it's true.
I know it's true. Man, listen, let's speak about something else, man.
Shout out to Cardi.
Kanye, Amari West, or just Ye has been kind of wilding as of lately. He's just been putting out statement after statement, Instagram post after Instagram post. It's just been kind of crazy these days, right? But there's been a debate that Kanye put out there, and I want to, bring it to the OS platform. He said that he's influenced the past 20 years of music, and he listed the artists and people that he's influenced. So, Johnny, do you agree with Ye? And then, I'm sorry. I want to put this back out there. Boosie actually had words for Kanye. Boosie badass, being the internet darling that he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, internet darling.
Yeah,
right,
I'll try to be nice when I talk about Boosie. He might actually come see me. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be nice, man. So him being the internet sensation, internet darling that he is, he disagreed with that shit. He said that, no, you ain't influenced me or you ain't influenced that. But I know Kanye clapped back. He said, whatever genre Wipe Me Down is, I didn't influence that. Now that we have the full story, I guess, right?
In Boosie's defense, did he lie? Did Boosie lie?
Did Ye lie? That's let's get to the original argument, right? Because whatever Boosie is talking about is just piggybacking off of that.
Got you. I mean, I think to a certain degree, Kanye might be onto something.
Yes.
Because if we really look at Kanye's career starting from college dropout, let's just start there.
Just started his album debut, right?
Everything that he's done from sampling to rapping and his evolution from there all the way up to 808s, a lot of people in their careers that started around that time pretty much copied them. He named The Weeknd, he named Future, he named Young Thug, he also named Drake. Now, he also named Trav. I can't speak to Trav because I'm not familiar with him or his music.
Trav was produced under Ye.
Okay.
Like if you listen to Antidote, it sounds like something that Ye did around that time.
Okay, so with that, I really kind of agree with Kanye. I agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, listen, when you talk about the greatness of Kanye and how crazy he is now, that leads to, because he has been such an influential artist.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you see is a blueprint of what Kanye has been doing or has done. Yes, like the dress, the type of music, the vulnerability in your music. Because I remember when, I won't get to that point just yet, but I just remember like Kanye's albums, especially in that first 5 album run, which is probably arguably one of the greatest album runs we've ever seen across music.
Indeed,
right? So
indeed.
That's why Kanye can pop his shit, and we still kind of tap into what he kind of does musically right now, because we're still holding on to. Hopefully, he'll give us, that album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Again, but no, that Kanye is long gone.
It's gone.
So Kanye is definitely right, but now here comes Boosie saying that you have never influenced me, and now we get into the debate of mainstream versus underground music.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much where we're going with it, because the brand of music that Boosie has made has allowed him to live beyond his prime, right? Just like most, right?
Yeah.
But it only lives in the South or in certain sectors of the Midwest, because the South geographically is the biggest area of the United States. So from Texas up to Virginia, back down to Florida.
Yep.
Boosie can travel there all the time, make all the money he wants. Like you know what I'm saying? He can do whatever he wants to do.
Indeed.
In that area. Hell, even come to St. Louis, Boosie get here and get the bag. It's quick.
Country cousins.
My point,
Man,
exactly.
what?
That's
For
why
real?
I said certain sectors of the Midwest, because I want to include us in that. But it's kind of like people that fuck with Kanye fuck with Kanye because it's a mainstream appeal. The people that fuck with Boosie really fuck with Boosie, and they don't fuck with mainstream artists. How many times have we heard, I don't listen to Jay-Z, I don't listen to Nas, I don't listen to those people because that shit don't really resonate. It don't. Like, that's why artists like a Jay-Z or a Kanye try to, they try to genre blend, or Jay-Z doing a song with UGK at that time in '99.
Right.
That was a huge thing in hip hop. Or Jay-Z getting on High Remix. That was a huge thing, right? Yep. Because, okay, we have to acknowledge these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much what it is. Like, hey, because ever since then, the South has had a stranglehold on hip hop.
Indeed.
But the underground scene always kind of lives with the person more than what mainstream artists do. Because the mainstream is mainstream. That's for everybody.
True. And I think the underground artists have more of an appeal to the people because they're easily accessible. Even before social media, Boosie was all over the South. A lot of those Southern underground artists, they can hit the HBCUs, they can hit their local clubs, they can, like Ralph said, they can tour all of these different places in the South. They're easily accessible. Somebody like a Kanye, right? As his star continued to rise and grow, he became less obtainable. Like, less obtainable. Now, with him being in Chicago, coming up the way he did, yeah, at that point. But as he started producing for Jay-Z, as College Dropout came out, and him having to do that album, produce, pay for, record, do all of that album himself, he, within himself, just grew. Like, the personality of what he was just grew, and that's how he blew up and hit the mainstream like he did. But even what's even crazier, Boosie was in jail for years, right? The whole Free Boosie movement. People still looked forward to him coming out. People been saying Free Boosie. People was saying Free Boosie. Didn't even listen to none of his music for real. It took a life of its own, right?
Until he got free,
right? And that even grew him more as an underground artist as well. So.
And then, like we say, like Boosie's mainstream song is what Wipe Me Down. It's not even his fucking song.
It's not, and people don't even know it. A lot of people don't even know that. And it was a remix.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Crazy.
But it's his own
crazy.
now, right?
Right.
That's what legend will tell you. All right, cool. But and then that was like kind of like what we get to. Like, me and Johnny have built our friendship, and then even our podcast on our difference in opinions when it comes to music and other things. So. That's where a lot of this comes into, because who's to say Boosie ain't right? Boosie is definitely right. Like, niggas don't listen to that. Like, it's like you ask them Cajuns in Baton Rouge who they listen to, who you think they gonna say?
They definitely ain't gonna say that.
They ain't gonna say that shit.
They ain't gonna say Kanye.
They still fucking with Boosie. Boo.
If you think people in the South listening to 808s or Heartbreaks, you out your rabbit ass mind. Man, what?
That shit is. That's why music is so beautiful. The art is so beautiful because, like, especially hip hop, it's so regionalized.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't tell nobody how to feel about Mac Dre.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Mac Dre is a Bay legend, right? He's that guy. But I can't sit here and say that he's bad or whatever, because look at the success that he has.
I know.
I can't sit here and talk bad about Tech Nine. I can't talk bad about these people, right? I can't talk bad about these artists because they have carved a lane for themselves and they're so accessible. They still making music for their fan base. They just never made it to a mainstream platform. Just because you don't make it mainstream doesn't mean you're not successful.
Exactly.
But the thing is, we always get into these debates because, like, if I talk to my cousins across the way, they don't listen to Jay-Z like the way I do. They're like, man, cut that shit off.
Right.
What is that?
Man, I never put that on in the whip in the South.
Hey,
what?
Bro, man, put Big Boogie on, Big X the plug. Like, I want to hear that. Like, listen, let me listen to that.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And the funniest thing about this whole Kanye rant, right? It's because of the whole Big Three argument that people been saying. That's the reason he came out and said any of this.
Yes,
it's because of the whole Big Three thing we've been talking about with Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. So that's crazy. Have you seen any new developments with that? Well, okay, let me ask this.
Okay.
Do you think Drake and Cole respond? If so, when do you think that's coming? Because it's been a week, 2 weeks since the album came out.
I'd say Cole responds because he's in album mode.
Yeah.
And Drake probably won't respond because his fans, his core base, even though he's a mainstream artist, doesn't hold Drake accountable. He can skate by without saying anything. He's been doing cryptic captions. How you go from is the Twitter fingers to trigger fingers? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to have trigger fingers too, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't, you can only pick a fight when you know you go win. That's lame. And I seen a post, right? It's like some Toronto blog. So you gotta go that they're biased and they go ride for Drake. But they use the fact that a lot of people are starting to come at him that were frequent collaborators, right?
Yeah.
Metro Boomin, Future, even Rick Ross.
Yep.
So a lot of their biggest or their best songs have had Drake features on them. So, but I can't sit here and sometimes you just can't argue with a fact, but everything is contextual, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that Future needed Drake. I'm not going to sit here and say Rick Ross needed Drake.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
not going to sit here and say Metro Boomin needed Drake. That just happened to be their highest topping single. But let's stop the bullshit, right? Because, like, when What a Time Be Alive came out, Future was already Future.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, Rick Ross had 3 albums in before Drake even came out. And listen, now I've given Rick
one
Ross
of those
a
is
lot
a classic.
Oh, yeah. Fact.
Come on. That shit is so frustrating.
No,
I'm sorry.
No. Well, Teflon Don. Well, no, that has Aston Martin music on, so we gotta. He was in the beef with 50 Cent that he won with Deeper Than Rap.
Okay.
So that I don't know if people consider that album class. I really think that's a strong album from Rick Ross because he separated himself. It was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna show y'all, and then he rapped at 50 Cent, and he arguably won. You know what I'm saying? He beat those CO charges, like those CO.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's facts. Nah,
So,
that's
but Rick Ross was already a star before Drake. So Future was already a star before Drake. Metro Boomin has hits outside of Drake. So I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I can still have beef with a nigga just because we work together. What the fuck that mean? Like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But
y'all hate people y'all work with now. So what you talking about?
But the Drake stimulus package, no Diddy, does not work when you're talking about those guys. Because they're already made men.
Already established.
Yeah, already established.
For sure.
So I don't rock with that logic. But that's somebody doing damage control. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Cole does. I definitely think Cole responds. It'll be on the album whenever that comes out. So that's just out the way. I feel like you were absolutely right in Drake's fans don't hold him accountable. Mm-hmm. This is the time Drake absolutely has to respond.
But and you're right, and it's frustrating me because he's doing all these rants at his concerts. He's doing all these cryptic tweets and posts. Hold on, you seen that shirt that Lotto got? It's like, get in the booth, bitch.
Oh, yes.
Get in the booth, nigga.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And Drake fans not gonna like this, but I think Drake is scared. I think he's legit scared because if this is anybody else, when him and Meek was going back and forth, it was out of here, right? It was there. For whatever reason, he is scared. I am saying that Drake is scared of Kendrick.
He is scared.
He's scared, and honestly, rightfully so. I feel like rightfully so.
And this is the thing, right? Like, when it comes to the big three, right? We said Drake is the biggest hit maker. Mm-hmm. Kendrick is just a conceptual type of artist. We think that Cole is the best rapper. Mm-hmm. But there's no way in the world I think that Drake raps better than any of those guys. I think he just makes better music. You know what I'm saying? Palatable music, right? But Drake is not the better rapper, right? Kendrick is a better rapper than Drake.
Absolutely.
Drake just makes better hits if that's the conversation that we're having.
Absolutely.
But if we're talking about I need him to rap, I'm taking Kendrick.
And people, I think because Drake doesn't rap as much is why people clamor to hear Drake rap. And I think that's like they elevate his raps whenever they do come out because he doesn't do it enough.
And that's the thing. And I think we kind of start overhyping what Drake is as a rapper. I think Drake is a great, a great artist. He does rap. He got some bars. He got some very IG caption bars. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying those bars hit you like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
But let's be for real, though.
Indeed.
Like, that's all I'm saying. Let's be for real, though. I don't think he's like the craziest wordsmith.
Oh,
but
no.
I think he can rap. And I'm not even saying like serviceable. I think he's above average as a rapper. Like he's way above average, but we talking about superior. That's something else.
Yeah. And I also think Drake knows if and when his disc does come out, it has to be up there because this could be the beginning of Drake's downfall, depending on what his response is.
Well, yes and no, right? Because Drake has built his brand on being pretty much a leech in the industry when it comes to finding those new talents. Like, listen, everybody knows that him and Sexy Red just been kicking it. Why? We don't know.
Nobody knows.
But I mean, though, you attach yourselves to these artists, like for bats. Like we don't know what's going on with that, but somehow, like that's a thing. Like you know what I'm saying? Sexy Red, that's a thing. Like he's gonna find the new person to keep the Drake star illuminated.
And that's the conversation that I was having a few episodes ago. Drake has done this his entire career. He's found ways to keep himself relevant by either attaching on to an artist, finding a viral challenge, making a certain song for TikTok or whatever. Like he's found ways to keep himself relevant, and it may be time that's running out.
Yeah, he's beat the game for sure. Like I give him that. He's beat the game.
Cheat code, Game Shark. You remember that shit from back in the day? Like that's what he's been doing his entire career. And now that he's come to a point in his career where he gotta step up and actually go at somebody that's challenging him, that's worth challenging, he has to respond to Kendrick. And if he doesn't, listen, he was already number 3 to me, but he did solidified his spot at number 3 to me. So that's what that is. Anyway. Shout out to them.
Yeah, man. But no, that's funny though, man. But let's try this out, man. Movie trailer, not necessarily Blurred topic, Blurred 7, but movie trailer. Yeah, kind of got us hype. Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are back to reprise their roles as Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett in the 4th installment into the Bad Boys franchise. Johnny! What you got, bro?
First of all, we knew this was coming out after Bad Boys 3, right? Yeah. After that abysmal showing of Bad Boys 3.
I'm glad you said it.
Definitely didn't think Bad Boys 4 would be any good at all.
Yeah.
But then we got this trailer. Now, we talked plenty of times about how Marvel trailers get us because the Marvel trailers be fire.
Yeah.
Whoever did this trailer has attached themselves to that lore because this trailer is fire.
This making us forget the mid-pack that 3 was.
Man, like, what? This should have been 3. Shit, fuck it.
They really, listen, 3 was such a wasted fucking storyline.
Oh, my God.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Bad Boys for Life, it pretty much centered around Mike Lowry having a side family. He had a son by a Mexican cartel wife or something like that.
Something. Did he end up having like a illegitimate child?
Illegitimate child by like somebody that was in the cartel. I don't know if she was like, I think he was like undercover and you know, they fell in love and she was married to the cartel dude and they had a son and then a waste of time. It was a waste of my time.
Word.
But Bad Boys 4, it kind of feels like they're getting back to the true essence of the first film. Because we being honest, the second film kind of doesn't hold up. It's just a lot going on in there. They was doing a lot in there.
Michael Bay, man.
Michael Bay.
Explosions.
We go force this comedy and that's it, right? Bad Boys, the original film, felt more organic. And that's what this feels like. Because Captain Howard has always been a bright spot in the films, right? He's added comedic value and comedic time into something that already has a level of comedy with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, right? Him being the loving captain, and then they bring that back even though he died in 3. I like where this is going. Like it's a plot point that really feels like a cop film.
Absolutely.
Because that other shit they was on in 2, like, oh man, it's like when you think about it, 2 was so over the top.
It was.
It's like
especially the jump from 1 to 2. Like
it's like it took 8 years to get this made, and crazy. Then you jumped to 2. You had to. I mean, I ain't gonna say you had to. But they put Gabrielle Union in it. It was just unnecessarily explosions and car flips and. You know, now we got to go to Cuba. I'm like, what kind of shit? Like, what kind of... Listen, man, that's where Fast and Furious got his cue from. Because it's some bullshit. Like, it's like, we were so attached to that shit in 03 because, you know, no. Like, we was...
The world was introduced to the chicken head.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we just attached ourselves to that, but we give it a snap, man. Put that shit up out of here, bro. Like, get that shit up out of here. Outside the Reggie scene and him, like, why Martin have to take some X, man? Like, it's like, it's shit like that.
I know.
It's like when you think about it, you're like, oh God. Like, I hate to watch Bad Boy 2 right now. I would tear through that film.
Points were made. I still like it though. I don't know. Big production. Listen, I think it's a great popcorn action flick. I do.
Yeah, it's very mindless because like that whole Cuba shit was so unnecessary. It's like when you go back and see it, like that shit was so unnecessary.
That's funny. That's funny as hell.
And then 3, it's kind of
like I
I
guess.
But the first one had a legit villain. Like Johnny Tapia was like a comic book character. Like and 2, like at least the French dude in the first one, like man, he was killing niggas. Like it was like man, it just seemed more realistic, right?
Johnny Tapia definitely was a comic book villain.
What?
That's funny. That's funny.
Goddamn Guardians of the Galaxy character too. He is otherworldly. Like this nigga's a space character. He's not even a real nigga. Like he's like Jeff Goldblum in the Thor Ragnarok nigga. He's like one of them niggas.
Grandmaster.
Yeah,
that's
like
funny. That's funny. Nah, that's funny as hell. Listen, I think this movie come out June 7th. First of all, I didn't think this movie was gonna come out this soon.
And I was about to get to that. Go.
No,
it's just like, what happened? Y'all didn't shut down production? Like y'all was, Will, did you break some laws, my boy? Like, cause yeah,
they shot this shit on location or something like that.
Right, exactly. And this the other thing that makes it look great, right? I mean, like outside of the plot point about Captain Howard and they got to clear his name even in death.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Lawrence actually looks good in this film compared to where he was in 3.
Definitely got in some type of shape to be able to do some of these action scenes.
He looks way better.
Yeah, listen, this may have been a great point for them to get this out before Rush Hour 4. Now, I don't know where they are in the production of Rush Hour 4.
I was about to say, it ain't even started.
I don't know, but I think getting this out before that and I guess during the summer does seem like a summer blockbuster. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I clearly was not checking for this until I saw the trailer.
Yeah,
I can't even lie.
I mean, now Rush Hour was way more consistent. You know what I'm saying? I give him that. Like 3 was cool, but 1 and 2 was a powerful punch.
Absolutely
Powerful punch.
Absolutely.
But 4,
listen, they might come out and have a fire trailer too.
This is the thing, right? Like let's get into that. If we got something, hold on. Rush Hour comedy is built on a lot of racism.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
How are we gonna make this work in 2024? Jackie Chan gotta be 70. Like, well, not 70, but he
close to it.
He up there. He ancient Chinese secret, goddamn. Like, I don't know. When's the last time we seen him? Karate Kid? I don't know.
He's definitely been in more movies since Karate Kid, but ain't nobody seen him.
That's crazy. and then Chris Tucker's brand of comedy has changed so much. It's like that's what I'm depending on. Like now, I have faith in what they've been able to do with the story. Mm-hmm. That's not my point.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Like,
yeah, the stunts ain't gonna be that.
The stunts ain't gonna be like that. Hey, you remember when he jumped through that cashier's cage in 2?
Yeah, like, no, he absolutely ain't doing
that. Ain't happening. Then Chris Tucker is not Chris Tucker. Listen, man. I was rewatching the clip from 2. He told that nigga. Remember they was shooting craps, and then he was like, "Hey, he's like, I think you need to calm down." He's like, "No, I think you need to go over there and count something." Like, I don't know why this shit was. This shit take me out every time, bro.
Say that shit is for Nelson Mandela,
right? Yeah, like the crap table scene. Like, come on, man.
Classic.
Are we gonna get that in 4? Like, cause 3 had some gems too. I'm not gonna hold you. 3 was. Because, like, when they took the wig off, like, oh, you're a woman. You a man.
That's a man.
No,
if
she
got anything other than hardware, you knock her ass. Yeah,
I'm a woman, James. No, you're not. So it's like that comedy, and that was that was in 2007.
Oh, my God.
So now we 2024.
Listen.
Woo.
We can only hope.
Listen, man. Listen. Given I know how you feel about Rush Hour, but I know that is the superior of the trilogies, right? Because there's no debating.
It's true.
I just tore 2 Bad Boys. 2 Bad Boys films. Like, get that shit up out of here. Comparing.
If Rush Hour 4 was going straight to streaming somewhere,
like
then we could get the type of racism we need for that film. But like this is going to theaters. Like, ooh.
And then Jackie Chan is a global superstar. That's why it works so well. Like, that's going to get pushed overseas.
Oh, yeah,
Because Jackie Chan is a global, international action star. So it's going to work.
Man, that's crazy. Anyway, shout out to everybody involved.
Right, man. But hey, man, we excited for Bad Boys. What is it? What is the name of it? Bad Boys Ride or Die train. Ride or Die. So yeah, man. But clearly, we have reached the end of our docket. Johnny, what you got for him, bro?
Listen, man, if you're on YouTube, we appreciate you for rocking with us this long.
Yes, sir.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the comments. Let us know about any of the topics that we discussed today. And we'll catch y'all next week.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.